Welcome back. Now bring a tear to the eye of the dad in your life with something that was made just for him. Whether he loves to sit at the table and nosh, or he's more of a grab-and-go breakfast kind of guy, you can be sure that he will love this breakfast yogurt and oat cups, so his day can be fruitful.
Fruitful and delicious and nutritious and just happy, man. I love celebrating dads. I love because it gives me an opportunity to do something with my son to celebrate his dad, but also just to give a big shout out to the dads because they do so much and I feel like they just need to be celebrated.
And in this moment, let's take this opportunity to just give them a round of applause.
We love you guys.
We love you so much. For the dads.
Yes, we don't. So I think this is something that is so simple and so easy that any child of any age and any adult can do for anyone they love in their life. So it's a very simple recipe. It starts off with some bananas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start smashing my banana here. So we're doing like the base, the cups for these yogurt cups over here. And I would ideally, if you do have, this would work with nice day-old or slightly softer bananas because they tend to be a bit sweeter. Yes. So it would be okay to use those as well.
But and also easier to mash.
Easier to mash. I was thinking of using a potato masher, but then I also felt like it might not get into those smaller pieces. So I just want to make sure I get it as nicely mashed as possible. So I'm just going to mash it up here. And for me, whenever I do stuff, I always think about what makes it easier.
Yeah.
If I was to add our muesli into this right now, our oats into this rather, it would be hard to add everything else in. So I just want to make sure that I sort of make the sauce of it first, then add everything else.
I'm actually glad you did make that mistake and say muesli. Can we substitute the oats for muesli?
You could. The only issue is because muesli is already baked, it might become quite hard once you put it in the oven. So the idea is when the oats goes in, it's soft and it actually gets to cook in there and gets nice and crispy and nice and crunchy, you know? So as you can see, Pali, the reason I was saying I want to mix these softer things in first before I go in with the oats. So I've got my bananas that has been mashed in there, and then I go in with peanut butter. You can use any nut butter of your choice. We've chosen peanut butter today. And then I'm going to go in with about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of honey. And these are also just going to help with binding, but also making sure we get that nice caramelized color that you see on our cups here.
I was actually so marveled at the fact that you were able to get the structure from the oats. But not only are we doubling up, I'm all about texture in the kitchen. So we are going to be adding our Clover Fruits of the Forest full cream yogurt. Now, what is so iconic about them is that it is just so convenient, whether it's for breakfast or an on-the-go snack. Use the Clover Fruits of the Forest full cream yogurt with real fruit pieces, and you will be assured that your dad will still be getting a good breakfast, whether it's on the go whenever he needs it or if he's having breakfast at home. And this is exactly what I am adding just as a base to your cups.
Yeah. So now I've started mixing everything up here. So all the banana, all the honey, and all the oats is in here, as well as our peanut butter, as well as the honey. And now that it's in the mold that we've got here, I'm going to start basically making the cups. And you can use your fingers. If you want to use some baking paper just to help it not stick, you're more than welcome to. But I feel like it's a nice activity that you can do as a bonding activity with your dad as well. Or if you want to surprise him, just make sure that you do it ahead of time. These can be made in the oven. Once I'm done making them, they can go into the oven at 180.
Okay.
And they bake for about 10 to 15 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. If you want to, set them in the fridge to be nice and cold and then add your yogurt after, or you can actually just add a little as you go. And Bali, this is it, Ben. I'm just going to keep adding this and making sure I fill them up. And also it depends on your dad's appetite. Because Clover Fruits of the Forest comes in so many different flavors, you can choose the one that your dad really likes and make that for him.
Yeah.
So I'm going
Today we decided to go with the berry flavor, and we're accompanying that with some raspberries and strawberries for that top garnish.
And that looks gorgeous. I mean, which dad wouldn't be happy to get something like that on Father's Day for them to celebrate? And I know we're also celebrating our youth, but this is more important for the dads. This is a celebration for our dads to say we love you and appreciate everything that you do for us.
Daddy-o, this one is for you. Get in the kitchen and discover how you can show dad some love with these scrumptious oat cups. You can get the full recipe at afternoonexpress.co.za. Cheers to you, dads. Obaba.
Enjoy a thicker and creamier full cream yogurt with real fruit pieces. A fruitful day awaits with Clover Fruits of the Forest.